Kids across Louisville are being taken from their homes, and judges aren't even seeing why.
Some attorneys think that what happens to children after reports of abuse is illegal. In this week's Sunday edition, Travis Ragsdale and Jason Riley investigate what's been happening and explain why some judges don't see a problem at all.
It's been going on for years at this point, and we haven't been able to get a solution to the problem.
Attorneys Sarah Clay and Karen Faulkner are just two of several lawyers who say social workers are taking kids out of homes illegally.
What is currently in place has caused numerous issues.
Here's how it works. If someone from the Kentucky Cabinet of Health and Family Services believes a child needs to be removed from a home because of abuse, neglect, or drug use, they'll fill out this emergency custody order.
The court has to find that either the child is in danger of imminent death or serious physical injury.
If it's during normal business hours, the worker then takes that order to a judge to review. If granted, the child is moved from the home and a custody hearing is scheduled for 3 days later. But it's after hours where there's an issue.
The system that is currently set up allows for the social workers to call an on-call judge on the phone and then fill out the order themselves.
The current system that's in place allows a worker for the cabinet to essentially create their own court order without a judge ever seeing it.
The blank orders are pre-signed by a judge, and then copies are made. All a social worker does is fill them out.
We think a judge says on the phone, yes, I grant your emergency custody order, you can remove that child from this home. The judge never sees the order, though. Really, our biggest fear in these cases is the potential for abuse of the system. Our concern, which we have reason to believe has occurred, is that workers can take the blank signed orders and just fill it out to say whatever they want.
The first time a judge actually sees that order is at the custody hearing 3 days later. And a number of attorneys believe it's actually breaking the law because statewide family court rules say in part, quote, in no event shall a child be removed pursuant to KRS 620.060 on a verbal order.
There are rules, and there's rules for a reason. And, the rules do require, my belief is the rules require the social workers to go talk to the judges in person.
But Chief Jefferson District Court Judge Ann Haney says the judges are doing everything by the book.
Jefferson District Court judges are in full compliance with the law and full compliance with the rules.
She believes there is nothing wrong with approving an order over the phone.
Verbal does not mean in person. It just means that they have to have some form of an order. That's all verbal means. So I know that there are some lawyers who believe that means in person, but that does not mean in person.
In fact, she says judges are going beyond what's required by recording phone conversations with social workers when there is a request to remove children from a home.
We went to the extra step and have taped everything. So there is a record.
And the phone call being recorded is absolutely awesome. However, we have to remember that these emergency custody orders remove children from their families.
There are a lot of constitutional implications when you're taking someone's children away. They have a liberty interest in raising their own children. There's also, of course, serious trauma to children, as we all know.
The Cabinet for Health and Family Services, which oversees the social workers, declined our request for an interview. But in an email, a spokesperson for the Cabinet said social workers are simply following the procedure requested by judges. The Cabinet does not believe any laws were broken. And while most judges and the Cabinet don't think there's anything wrong with the practice, the procedure is now changing, but only after years of back and forth.
From what I understand, it's been about 3 years that this has been going on.
Now, can we shore up the process? Probably tighten it up a little bit now, and just reviewing the process and limiting any potential chances for errors. We decided that electronic signatures would be the better.
With electronic signatures, judges can view the orders themselves before approving them. That was supposed to begin on Friday. Who is at fault here?
I don't know where the breakdown has occurred. I don't know who is at fault. We just know that the system needs to be fixed.
On our website at